Running Up the Score.
You're listening to the Running Up the Score podcast. Now here's your hosts, Jerry Napoleonello and Kevin Donlin.
Right off the bat, obviously the biggest story going on right now is the Henry Ruggs story. An absolute amazing talent, young talent. Las Vegas definitely had a great draft pick in taking Henry Ruggs, and that has sadly been ended. A very quick career, early career, young career, definitely a high potential type of career gone, all because of a stupid act. And Henry Ruggs was in a car accident due to him being under the influence. More news about this story has been coming up. Obviously, this accident took the life of another person, and it's just, I don't know how many times we have to say this when something like this happens, whether it be a non-accident, just getting pulled over and getting a DUI, DWI, whatever it is with these players. You have so much money. Have someone drive you around if you're gonna do something like this. Or even in the fact with Las Vegas has, like, the Raiders team has drivers. They have a place that they can call and say, hey, I need a driver. It's as easy as that. But yet, the more and more news that we see coming out about this story, he was clocked at one point going 156 miles per hour. He got into the accident at 127 miles per hour or whatever it was. The car that he hit, he rear-ended, burst into flames, taking the life of the driver, a woman, and a dog as well that was in the car. I mean, it's just stupid. It's idiotic. And I don't understand what's going through the minds of some of these athletes or celebrities or whatever that have everything at the tip of their fingers, and they just let it slide right through their fingers. I don't understand it.
For me, it's a simple value of life. You honestly, when you decide to do something like that, not only are you obviously putting your own life at risk, and I love my life, so I'm one of those where I'm not. That's not even a thought in my mind, and I don't have all the money in the world, so it really just mystifies you at times when you just hear things like this, and it's unfortunate. And obviously a life, like you said, was taken. 2 lives were taken. It's unfortunate. There's nothing that she could have done at all, and it's just the stupidity of believe it or not, a role model, which is that's the scariest part, is that these players realize that when you go to the NFL, you are a role model, and kids look up to you. They want to be like you, and you do stupid things like this. And when I see things like this happen, it's just very unfortunate. But at the same time, now it becomes even a distraction for the Oakland Raiders at this point. And for him to even get the coverage right now for doing something like this is just, for me, I don't see the sense in it. He's obviously gonna face the max. What do you?
Basically, the time.
Yeah, time, but
like
just the punishment, I guess, is the best word to use there. But it's just an unfortunate situation. I mean, not to do things like this. It's just a lack of just sense. I mean, you just got to have a better idea of what's the consequences of doing something along the lines of that. So, obviously he's, I don't know if he's okay. They said he was, he had injuries and stuff. I've seen.
Yeah, he was banged up. He was in the hospital, but he was released from the hospital. Obviously, went straight to jail. But it's just, I don't even understand why it happens. Altogether, like, not even just with an athlete, not even just with a celebrity. Like, why does it happen, period? Like, why does anybody get into a car after, having a couple of drinks? Not only, a couple of drinks. In this instance, he was double the legal limit. But it just overall, it's like, why? Why? Like, do you think you're immortal? Like, is that what it is? Like, is that, are you that self-centered that you think nothing's going to happen to you? Like that, I don't understand it. You know what? This is something, I don't even want to talk about it as like a football point. Like, the Raiders, it's whatever. They released him right away. Like, he's off the team. But just as a regular human, like, you literally just killed somebody. Somebody that was potentially going home to their family or, friends or whatever it is. You ended their life early. Like, that's on you. And it's just... It flabbergasted me because it's so stupid. Such a stupid act for such a talented player. And just, I don't even want to give it any more time, on here talking about it because it was that stupid.
Yeah, it was very dumb on his part. And obviously he's going to face the consequence. And, the Raiders obviously now have a distraction going into this week. And, but I think the Raiders will be fine overall as a team, even missing someone like Ruggs. Ruggs is a good player, a deep threat, but I know they have some, they have Zay Jones, and he's always been a deep threat. And
Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller.
I think it'll open up more targets for them and Bryan Edwards, but I don't think the Oakland Raiders, the only thing that's really going to affect them is just the fact that this is a distraction at this point. But on the field, I think their offense, doesn't really skip a beat here.
Yeah, with the Raiders... like you said, this opens up. They have other weapons. It's not like, he was their only weapon. So that's on one hand. The other hand, they've already dealt with, the biggest distraction of them all was with the whole John Gruden thing. So they've been, this is not the first time, and they're dealing with it. I feel as though they're going to get through it. It's not a big deal. And, I mean, obviously it is a big deal because he is such a very good, dynamic player. But, the next person's got to step up. And, Derek Carr is still there. As I said, Darren Waller, Hunter Renfrow. This team is still, pretty good in terms of weapons. So I'm not really worried, about Vegas in that way.
For more Running Up the Score, go follow the show on Twitter and Instagram at RUTS Sports.